Financial matter once more, we go on from the part that we are doing, which was November 2008. We are going to move on to the second part, which was question 7.2.2. Remember the story here. This is the farmer that has just bought a tractor for 800,000. He wants to buy a new one in 5 years' time. The old tractor, the one that he has now, which is worth 800,000, it will be worth 200,000 in 5 years' time. So if this tractor wants to buy a new one in 5 years' time, he must sell the old one for 200,000 so that he will have to pay 975,462.46 cents in cash to buy a new one. So that's why we ended in the previous one. Now let's listen to what is happening in this next one. 1 month after purchasing his present tractor, 1 month after purchasing his present tractor, how much is his present tractor? Let us not forget that the present tractor is worth 800,000, the one that he has now, not the one that he will have in future. The one that he has now is worth 800,000. The farmer deposited X rents, something is being deposited now, X rents, into an account that pays interest R. I'm getting something now. 12% per annum compounded monthly. So I know that there is I coming up there. It is 12%, so it's 12 over 100 compounded monthly. So it's 100 times 12, so it's going to be 1200. So 12 is for the months and 100 is for the percent. So it's 12 over 1200. If I check in my calculator quickly, if I say 12 divided by 1200, what is it that I get? I get a figure which is smooth. It is the same as 0.01. That's what we get in our calculator. Right, that's what we have so far. Let's go over it again. 1 month after purchasing his present tractor, let's remember how much is the present tractor at the moment. It is 800,000. The farmer deposited X rents. He's depositing some money now into an account that pays an interest of 12% per annum, compounded monthly. He continued to deposit the same amount. That is very important. He continued to deposit the same amount. In other words, there are installments being paid every month. So there's annuities. There's the money that he pays every month. He continued. So this statement was important to tell us that these are the installments that he pays every month. He continued to deposit the same amount at the end of each month for how long? For 60 months. Remember, they could have written this as in 5 years. So you were supposed to take this back into months by multiplying the 5 years by 12 to get 60. So they've already multiplied it by 12 in this particular case. So we do have the value of n as well there. N in this particular case is 60 months, which was 5 years before, which has been multiplied. Remember, it was 5 years, it was multiplied by 12 to get 60 months. This was 12, it was divided by 12 as well. If you divide your I by 12, you multiply your n by 12. It has already been done there. So you must be careful. If it is in months, you don't have to multiply by 12 again. They've already done it for you. At the end of 60 months, he has exactly the amount he needed to buy a new tractor. Calculate the value of X. Let's come back to this statement here. At the end of 60 months, at the end of 5 years, in other words, he has the exact amount that he needed to buy. How much does he need to buy for this guy? How much does this farmer need to buy a new tractor? He needs to have this amount, which is 975,462, after trading in his old one. So this is the amount that he needs to buy the new tractor. Now the storyline here says, 1 month after purchasing this tractor, which is worth 800,000, he's starting to put some money into a particular account, so that by the end of 5 years, he buys this new tractor for cash. So that is what is happening here. This guy, as he's using this old tractor, is thinking ahead that I will need to have a new tractor in 5 years' time. So there's a certain amount that I need to put aside so that in 5 years' time, I've got the exact amount that I need to purchase the new tractor. What is this? What is happening here? This person is putting some money aside every month so that he will have this amount when? In future. So that's what we call a future value. So the formula then will be FV is equals to the installments X into 1 plus I, which is the interest rates raised to the power n, minus 1. This is all over I. This is the formula that you get in your formula sheet. You are given in the examination to calculate the future value. Why do I think this is the future value, not the total amount, the A? Because also the A, I'll be getting it in future. Because there are regular payments, there is X here. And the question is looking for how much is this person needs to put every month so that he will get the amount that he needs to get at the end of 60 months or at the end of 5 years. Right. It is advisable that when we're looking for X, you just have to go and make the X the subject of your formula. Can we quickly do it here before we substitute? If we want to make X the subject, how can I get rid of everything here and only be left with X? Because the question here is looking for the value of X. Let's do it. If I want to leave X on its own here, I've got to take this one first. So my X will be equals to FV times I over, remember I need to divide by the same thing on both sides. So divide this side, also divide it on the other side. So I will have here 1 plus I raised to the power n minus 1. You close that bracket. It's important that you put your brackets right. Without the brackets, it's not going to work out. This is how you go about making your X the subject of the formula. Remember, these are the installments that this farmer will need to pay every month to get the amount of money that he needs in 5 years to purchase this tractor for cash, which is this amount. Let's push in the values that we have there. The installments then will be equals to, do I know the future value? Do I know the amount of money that this farmer needs to have in 5 years' time? Yes, we do know. We've just calculated it in the previous problem, which was worth, instead of FV, we push in 975462, comma 46. This is the amount that this farmer needs to have in 5 years' time after trading in his old tractor for 200,000. Remember that at this particular moment, those tractors will be worth over R1 million. But because this farmer had the old tractor worth 200,000, he had to trade it in such that he will need to pay this for cash. This is the amount that this farmer is saving so that in 5 years' time, he has it. We multiply it by the interest rate. How much is the interest rate in this particular case? Our I is 0.01. It is 0.01. We divide it. Make sure that you put all those brackets as you see them. If you miss one bracket, you lose a lot of marks. This is 1. Okay, let's work it out. What is our I? Our I is 0.01. You add 1 to this, it's going to be 1.01. Let's just write it in that way, 1.01. This is raised to the power n. How long are we going to be putting these installments? For 60 months, for 5 years, which is 60 months. We're putting it every month. So n actually tells us how many times did we put these installments for 60 months, which is 5 years. This is minus, follow this one as it is, minus 1. Don't forget to close that one. Our installments will then be, I don't want people to round off anywhere. From here, you go straight to an answer. You take your calculator, you punch this as it is, so it's just 1, 2, then straight to the answer. It's about 4 marks in your examination, so let's not waste time on this. And you don't do much work. Only your calculator will do a lot of work for you. So all that we need to do is to go to our calculator, make sure that you clear it first. You punch what you see. What is it that I'm going to punch here? What I'm going to punch here is in a fraction form. So the first thing that you do, you go to your calculator, you press your fraction button, which is just below the button calc. So what is it that I see on my numerator? 975462. It's 975462, comma 46. That's what I have on my numerator. I multiply it by what? 0.01, 0.01. That's my numerator. I take it down to the denominator now. You take it down there. What is it that you see there on my denominator? The first thing I see is the bracket, the bigger bracket, the square bracket. I press the bracket there. What's the next thing after the bracket? I see another bracket. So you've got to punch those two brackets, because if you don't do that, you'll experience problems. The first bracket, then the second bracket. So I've got 2 brackets in a row there. I've got 1,01, 1,01. I close that bracket as I see it. This is raised to the power. You press X to that box there, to the power 60. To the power 60. You come out of the exponent now. Then you subtract 1, minus 1. Subtract 1. Where's my 1? My 1 is here. What do I do after that? I close the bracket. I close the bracket. I check. Yes, I've got everything that I wanted. After that, the calculator will do the rest. Just press the equal sign. It will give you the answer. The answer that we see here, it is 11943.99999 and so on and so forth. Let's write it down. It is 11,943 rand 999 and so on. So this is actually 11,944. Because we've got higher values of 9 there, we're allowed to make it 44. So what is this saying to us? This farmer needs to put every month 11,944 rand so that he will have this amount at the end of 5 years, which is 975,462 rand 46 cents. Thank you.